Dominica focuses on key areas to support its Sustainable Development Framework for 2017 to 2021. Agriculture stakeholders discuss a way forward after Tropical Storm Erika, and a digital research resource officially launched. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after the break.
Thanks for staying with us. The United Nations is developing a new framework for its UN Caribbean multi-country sustainable development goals. Across the region, 15 Caribbean countries will undergo national consultations to identify 3 to 4 key areas that individual countries would like to focus on for the period 2017 to 2021. The UN held its national consultation with stakeholders in Dominica on Wednesday. Consultations come as the United Nations moves away from its Millennium Development Goals into Sustainable Development Goals beyond 2015. Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs Francine Barron represented the Honorable Prime Minister.
The agenda for the Caribbean seeks not only to reverse decades of lagging regional economic performance, but also create the necessary transition to balanced, holistic, people-centered growth and sustainable development. Dominica, like its regional counterparts, face a myriad of challenges which the multi-country Sustainable Development Framework identified in 4 areas that represent interconnected dimensions of sustainable development, namely economic, social, environmental, and governance.
Honorable Barron says the main development challenges facing Dominica, like its regional counterparts, are linked to high public debt levels and reduced available funding for social sector programs.
Social sector development challenges extend to issues such as poverty, unemployment, gender equity, including participation of males at secondary and tertiary education, health and survival risks posed by teenage pregnancy, HIV and AIDS, among others. The ravages of Tropical Storm Erika has further highlighted that Dominica's environmental challenges are significant and present one of the most complex areas for the country to address, given the pressures of attaining economic growth and social equity. The issues of climate change and our proactive response to mitigate the impact of climate change are of paramount importance, even more so in the aftermath of the storm.
The Honorable Minister says Dominica, like other small island developing states with open economies and high levels of national hazards, need programs to support government's economic and social resilience in key areas which include poverty.
Poverty and inequality reduction, democratic governance, crisis prevention and recovery, capacity building for environmental and natural resource management, and risk reduction and disaster management. I hope that at the end of this consultation, among other things, we will be able to answer one fundamental question: how do we ensure that Dominica develops in a sustainable way, ensuring growth for us today, and at the same time protecting future generations' ability to do the same?
The framework will cover 15 countries, including Barbados and the OECS, Belize, Suriname, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Guyana. UN Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the OECS is Stephen O'Malley.
We believe that this will give us more coherent and stronger programming, more visible results for the countries that we work with, and lessen the burden of reporting and monitoring on those countries.
On Tuesday, October 13, 2015, just over 2 months after Tropical Storm Erika left the island's agriculture industry prostrate and distressed, the Cabinet of Dominica, farmers, development partners, and other interests met to discuss and chart a way forward. Just a few weeks prior to Tropical Storm Erika, government had prepared the island for a dramatic economic upturn through agriculture. Now, with the storm long gone and its effect still lingering, all stakeholders brought their questions, contributions, and concerns to the fore in the interest of not only restoring the sector but possibly transforming it.
We as a government and people must find new methodologies and technologies, mitigation and adaptation strategies in the face of more frequent and intense storms and increasingly unpredictable weather patterns. Nothing should be left to chance, for while chance sometimes grants favors, planned concerted effort grants much more. Chance won't grow a crop, won't build a house, won't operate a business, and won't save a dollar. Doing anything worthwhile must be done on purpose and not be left to luck and chance.
According to a situational analysis, the sector suffered an estimated $100 million in losses and damage to crops, livestock, infrastructure, farm vehicles, materials in storage, and feeder roads. Over 1,000 farmers reported losses, about 900 households. Further decreased production is expected in the short term. Despite that sobering report, however, the island can be comforted by this commitment from the Ministry of Agriculture.
The Ministry post Erika will pursue opportunities, will pursue innovation, will pursue excellence. We have to do business better. It cannot be business as usual. And of course, we will pursue sustainability from a biodiversity standpoint and from a viability standpoint. We have to improve our extension and farmer relations. At the forefront of production, at the forefront of research, at the forefront of tech transfer is extension.
6 production pillars have been identified as banana and plantain, root crops and vegetables, pork and poultry, fruit, small ruminants, and coffee and cocoa. On the subject of the cocoa subsector, coordinator of the Coffee and Cocoa Development Program, Franklin Joseph, gave some context.
International Cocoa Agreement of 1993 recognizes 17 countries as producers of fine flavored cocoa. Fine flavored cocoa is cocoa that has a special aroma, cocoa that have a special taste, a very unique product. Dominica is included in the 17. It goes on to say further that 8 out of the 17 are classified as exclusive producers of fine flavored cocoa. That means that everything that comes out of these countries can be classified as flavored cocoa. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominica is included in that 8. So here it tells us that cocoa already coming from Dominica is internationally known and recognized.
21 acres of cocoa were negatively and significantly affected by the storm. Meanwhile, reports are that up to 400 acres are ready for rehabilitation through government's expansion and rehabilitation project. Part of that is the establishment of a cocoa sweating facility.
If you look across Dominica, everybody is doing their own little thing. If you go to the south of Dominica, you will hear of a farmer sweating his cocoa for 3 days, drying for 8 days. You go down to the north of Dominica, you'll hear one doing sweating for 3 days, drying for 12 days. It varies. If we want to build an industry, we have to standardize sweating, drying and sweating. Hence the reason why government is investing in a cocoa drying and sweating facility. Phase 1 of this cocoa sweating and drying facility has been completed at Menmin Hall at a cost of $257,000.
Phase 2 of the project is still planned for December. In coffee, 5 varieties are grown on the island.
Dominica has a long and storied history of growing coffee. With the introduction of coffee in the 18th century, Dominica suddenly became a country of great interest to the French and to the British. As early as 1763, we were producing something like 1,690,000 pounds, 360 pounds, of coffee. Again, former glory. Let's look towards the future now. The interesting thing to note is that the same ecological conditions that existed in the 18th century still exist today, right? So the same, well, I don't want to say the same climatic conditions, But then again, it remains more or less the same. I mean, with global warming, you have extended rainy seasons, extended dry season, but the conditions are in fact about the same. The same kind of topography, the same type of soil. So the same thing that existed then exists now. So it means that we can attain the kind of production that we are looking for.
Joseph says the outlook for both coffee and cocoa is very promising. Sharon Durand of Atkinson processes cocoa and has no regrets.
I have been doing that for the past 8 years now. It has been very, very productive for me. I have started with just a bag, and right now it's a history by itself. I have put myself out there as a woman to show us women that we not only take care of babies, but we can do much, much better. Yes. And as I am a mom, and I said to my children, don't wait on the government and say that there's no job for you. My God, you are young, even though you do not have the job right now, but there's something you can do and something you can get yourself employed. Go to the soil. Because I have not worked for anybody. Since I was 17 years, I have not worked for anybody. Up to now, I'm 44 years of age, and I still haven't worked for anybody. So I put myself into the cocoa. So from there now, I said, I plant my own cocoa. I buy from local farmers. Apart from that, if I don't get enough, I go outside of the village. And then from there, I do my own sweating and what you have. So now, right now, I've expanded my markets to overseas. I have hucksters coming to buy my cocoa sticks, and they ship to Antigua, St. Croix. Right now, I have a market in St. Croix, right now, an individual. He took some samples, he went over, and he said my cocoa sticks is one of the best flavor cocoa sticks he ever tasted.
She currently employs 3. Honorable Agriculture Minister Johnson Drago assured a ready farming population that the government of Dominica is also ready.
This government will spare no efforts, leave no stone unturned, and will pursue every legitimate avenue to ensure that we obtain the resources needed to restore and rebuild the agriculture sector for the benefit of us all.
Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Roosevelt Skerrit ended the event by responding to some concerns and sharing his perspective on how best to re-energize the local agriculture sector.
So the question is, living here today, what are some of the things I have to commit myself to or recommit myself to? As the Prime Minister, as the Cabinet, as the Minister, as the Division of Agriculture, as DEXA, as the Aid Bank, you the farmers, you the stakeholders, what is it I have to recommit myself to? All I'm saying to you is this. When this government talks about agriculture, we are serious about agriculture. And I believe that we can achieve much more in agriculture if we remain positive, focused. There is a reduction in partisanship in our approach to agriculture. Too many times, agriculture is too important to be muddied with political discourse. This is about our life, our survival, our daily bread. It is about the future of the country. It's about the health of the country and our children. And we talk about obesity. Why should a mountainous country with this fauna and flora and all these fresh fruits and vegetables be anywhere in any top list of obese people in the world? Why should it be? I mean, yes, we are more affluent now than we were 15 or 20 years ago. But we have to go back to the basics. We must not forget the basics.
We'll bring you other presentations in subsequent newscasts. And Kerdisha, that's a very interesting story. Again, we see the government of Dominica, just a few weeks after Tropical Storm Erika, is bringing farmers together to discuss and to chart a way forward for the industry. We know that agriculture is one of the, well, it's the backbone of our industry, of our economy, and even in the recent budget, government did place a lot of emphasis on agriculture.
That's right. I think the government should in fact be commended because, you know, post-Tropical Storm Erika, as you said rightly, a lot of discussion has been in terms of infrastructural reconstruction and, you know, roads, but it's good that the government is sitting down with farmers quite soon, I think, after the event and speaking to them and maybe providing some sort of guidance, because, you know, at times like these, people are seen as kind of scattered and not sure what to do. But I think the government is making great strides in terms of bringing all the voices together.
I agree, they must be commended. I agree. You know, as you said, it's bringing some sort of focus to the industry. As we saw in the story, there are 6 areas that government is now focusing on, yes, in terms of crops and livestock and cocoa and coffee. So I really think it was very important to bring farmers together and to hear from them. And we know that the Prime Minister says that some of the concerns that they have and some of the points that were brought up, they were duly noted, and some of these things will form part of policies going forward.
Right, and I think it's so important, you know, the government is placing such a large emphasis on bringing back agriculture to where it once was and even further transforming it.
That's
and making
right.
it better post the storm, because, you know, there are a lot of initiatives that have already been started. You know, the different Caribbean countries that are creating a niche market for Dominica farmers. We see that the Propel project is providing $50,000 in terms of research for the new white potato plants.
Right.
So we see that even through that, the government is indeed making large leaps and bounds, and they should definitely be commended.
That's great. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Wash your hands. I am Adora Tuse, health educator from the Ministry of Health. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use a hand sanitizer. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion of the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. The Dominica Youth Business Trust is living up to its mandate as an institution where young people are provided with the resources to establish sustainable businesses. The organization partnered with the National Development Foundation and Eastern Caribbean Central Bank as part of Financial Literacy Month 2015 to host a series of workshops aimed at improving financial literacy. DYBT coordinator Kerry-Ann Remy says the main focus of the workshop was those affected by Tropical Storm Erika.
Previously, we had planned with to be part of the financial literacy month activities, and we had already decided that we were going to have some financial literacy training for our entrepreneurs. But after the passing of Tropical Storm Erika, we decided that maybe our clients have already gotten a lot of training. We can always offer them training at any time, and maybe we should try to target young persons who live in the affected areas, Pilit Savans, Kulibishi, Kolio, Bafa State, who are affected, who either are in business or have had a thought or idea of having a business, and now maybe after the passing of the storm are looking at alternative ways for sustaining themselves. So we decided to target them as the persons to be part of that training.
The sessions were held from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the NDFD.
The first day we had basically sessions that involve motivation and coping with trauma. So we had Ms. Suzarina Paul from the Skills Training Program, the Youth Development Division, doing a session on continuing the journey, a psychological and spiritual journey of recovery. We had Mr. Joseph, our Enterprise Development Officer, McMahara Joseph, did a session on identifying the skills that you hold within yourself that can set you up to start a business. Then we had Mr. Brendan Defoe from Brazing, who did Are You Up to Taking the Risks? And he did a game with them that involved understanding the risks that's involved in a business and starting off a business.
The coordinator described the level of participation in the workshop as phenomenal.
We had 27 young persons from across the affected area, from Pilisavan as far as on the west to Kulibishi, Collier, Dubla, and on the east coast, Good Hope, Sansova area. So we had participation from young persons across that area. I think it went very well, especially the business sessions. Yes, the self-development sessions went well, but I think the business sessions enabled the young persons to realize that maybe this has happened to me, maybe I've been through that little trauma, but my business can still succeed, or my idea that I have can become a business. I can find new ways to sustain my family.
Rami encourages small business owners to get on board with the DYBT.
What we have observed is that some of the young persons who have come are not really our clients. We have some who are our clients, but we have quite a number of them who are not DYBT clients as yet, and we have targeted them to do our follow-up sessions in December, our small business assistance facility that will further enable them to have access to our 20,000 loan guarantee facility. We want to encourage them that at this point, with all what has happened to Dominica, that we need small businesses. We need small businesses to recover and to help, keep the economy going. So we're encouraging young persons who have their business, who have been affected, especially our clients, that they can contact us. We are working in collaboration with the financial institution to get them some grace period. We are also working to assist them in any way to tweak their business plan to better facilitate the business that they want to offer.
In more news, the Division of Culture has collaborated with the Create Caribbean Inc. Research Institute of the Dominica State College to launch a digital research resource dubbed The Road to Independence, a virtual journey, which forms part of the 2015 History Week. During the opening ceremony on Tuesday morning at the Dominica State College, Chief Cultural Officer Jacinta David explained why the division chose to collaborate with Create Caribbean.
Each year, the Division of Culture decides on a theme through which specific historical or cultural aspects of our heritage is highlighted or studied and discussed in schools and with the general public. Last year, for example, the theme was Kalinago Heritage, and the year before, the theme was Kudme. We decided on the road to independence as this year's theme because many young people are not aware of all the details, the stories, the anecdotes in relation to Dominica's march towards independence. Each year we celebrate independence, but the political consciousness, the awareness of the politics of it all, the various actions at the political, cultural, social, and economic levels remain elusive. So this year's theme aims to address this state of affairs. In so doing, more people, particularly the young, will have a better grasp of local, regional, and global events, which forms part of the independence story, and place the post-independence period and the development processes in their proper context.
The Chief Cultural Officer stated that the signature event for History Week is the launching of the Road to Independence Research Project, which includes an interactive website, dominicahistory.org.
We decided to develop an interactive website because of the great use of social media and the internet by young people. The Dominica History Road to Independence website will serve as a tremendous resource for the students. This is a clear example of the creation of web-based resources to support classroom-based teaching in the months and years ahead. The Division of Culture will continue to make historical and cultural information available online for the benefit of students and the general public. This is a groundbreaking project. This is history in the making.
Director of Create Caribbean Inc., Dr. Shaila Esprit, explained how the project was developed.
We were asked to begin this project in June, and we worked tirelessly through the summer, among other projects and other responsibilities, to get a lot of the primary source information together. Doing research in the Caribbean, I have learned in the past 2 years, is very tricky sometimes, and access to resources is one of the reasons why I even have Create Caribbean, because I think knowledge kept should be knowledge shared. And in a Caribbean context, sometimes for various reasons, including resources, it's hard to get information. So we have worked a lot in accessing primary sources that will help us tell better stories about this time period. That is our goal, in order to tell stories about the road to independence. And so we spend most of the summer doing all of the data collection. And right around the time when we were about to do most of our analysis, the storm came. And that changed things for us slightly, but it also helped put things into perspective that this was an important story to tell, that storms happen and then we live beyond them.
Over the next few weeks, more content will be added on the site and the general public will be involved in what she calls a history harvest. Administrative Assistant of Create Caribbean Inc., Zama Thomas, played a major part in the development of the project.
As Marcus Garvey once said, a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. When we found out that we were going to work on this project, there were mixed feelings. Yes, we will be learning about where we came from and who we are as a nation, but after going through the, as it seemed at the time, never-ending task list, it seemed a bit impossible. Reading through dozens of books, scanning hundreds of articles, newspapers and magazines, searching through what seemed like millions of websites, looking for information, and not to forget reading, filtering and summarizing every document found before even thinking about building the website launched here today. But there is no doubt that it was more than worth the work. Gerard rejoicing because he loaded a page after waiting for hours. Dr. Esprit screaming, yes, because she finally found the missing comma or full stop in the code. Shirley's breathing a sigh of relief after completing one book. And the rest of us laughing at Jada, who thoroughly completed her assignment so she could get right back to sleep. I, along with the Create Caribbean team, can truly say that we are proud of the product we are launching here today and how it will grow in the next weeks and months. We hope that it will be of great use to a wide range of individuals, including, but not limited to, primary and secondary school students, to broaden their knowledge on not only Dominica's independence, but the events leading up to it.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, en consultation, ça crée UN Caribbean Multi-Country Sustainable Development Framework, ça prend place en Dominique Jodéa. Consultation, ça l'a tapé si pour Nations Unies et puis gouvernement Dominique. Madame Ammonia Paul Roll, Horde Ministre Planning, qu'a expliqué consultation là.
Consultation, ça là, c'est une consultation pour nous mener tout le monde qui travaille pour développement sustainable. Pour parler, c'est un assessment qui est fait plus bonnet. Bon, UNDP c'est United Nations Development Program. Ils ont fait un assessment region là, et ils ont présenté ça ils ont trouvé compte assessment ça là, et so aujourd'hui nous que parler contre assessment là ça ils ont trouvé, et aussi pour nous décider qui priorité Dominique. Nous savons nous tenons Millennium Development Goals, nous tenons 8 goals, et Dominique, et les autres places, c'est qu'à travailler pour Millennium Development Goals. So ça a fini en septembre 2015, ça c'est l'année, moi qui passe, et pour move forward, nous pas qu'à parler contre Millennium Development Goals encore, nous qu'à garder compte Sustainable Development Goals. So c'est goals sustainable ou là nous que garder compte économie là, social, bagay environnement et bagay governance. Comme ça nous que discuter ça ici aujourd'hui là, voir ça qui priorité Dominique et verser les autres place en région là, ou là nous calé, et bien ça qui priorité nous pour aller.
Plusieurs officiers attendaient consultation yon jour là qui prend place en hôtel Fort Young.
Nous avons différents ministres, nous avons private sector, nous avons non-government et nous avons gouvernement. So tout un mixture of différentes organisations.
La nouvelle gouvernement Dominique bien plein pour programme où les étudiants qui reçoivent tablette en l'école secondaire. Parole c'est la sortie du ministère de l'Éducation, honorable Peter Saint-Jean.
Programme tablette ça là qui nous a fait en l'école secondaire Dominique. Qu'on a changé que les bas partis en campagne là nous te promettre Dominicain qui nous te délivrer tablette bah toute maman qui en grande école et aussi en state college. Nous n'est pas d'accord qui prend petit temps mais bité là c'est ça les nous fait on promet nous promettre monde qui nous fait quelque chose nous ca délivrer les promettre ça là et pour nous en gouvernement pour nous en les bas partis là c'est un grand plaisir pour nous. Et nous, quand nous allons à ces diverses places là, divers villages, diverses écoles, nous avons plaisir avec ces enfants qui recevront ces tablettes là, avec plaisir. Ça veut dire nous qui comprendre l'importance de tablette ça là en éducation. Puisque nous vivons à dans temps. La éducation, c'est pas ça, nous te connaître avant, là où nous pouvons servir un tableau, blackboard, ou bien en texte, en livre. Jour du jour, on peut rester en Dominique avec servi ordinateur, ça c'est computer là, avec qui ça trouver information n'importe côté en la terre. C'est un grand bitin pour nous, puisqu'il y a une famille, c'est faut nous comprendre ça. Il y a une famille en Dominique qui passe à fond acheter une tablette, un ordinateur, bâtiment là. C'est pour ça nous qui nous partis, les bons partis en gouvernement, nous aider ces gens là qui pas payer acheter un computer, un ordinateur des enfants pour yo éduquer. À nous chaque enfant tout partout en opportunité qui équale avec ça qui ni l'argent, ça qui pas ni l'argent.
Et puis finalement, Dominica Social Security, Sécurité sociale Dominique, qui a fait provision pour Dominicains et puis sécurité financière. Parole c'est la sortie du député directeur DSS Augustus Etienne, qu'on Dominique a observé mois financier, mois salaire.
Well, Social Security continue là pour procurer Dominicains avec sécurité, l'argent, parce que pour payer contribution leur travail, qui travaille par l'autre monde qui travaille pour corps, eh bien nous avons l'autre catégorie monde qui est voluntary contributors, monde qui ça paye pour corps même sans loi qui obligé payer, mais ils ont habilité là, ils ont désir là pour ça payer contribution. Pour ça faire ces contributions bah ça là en social security comme ça plus tard, ils ça souvent bénéfice. Est-ce que pour monde qui vivent dans l'autre pays avec là yo retourner Dominique après yo retraite pour ça application à Dominique parce que tu fais une contribution à social security pendant que tu travailles là-bas.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Listening to music is a favorite pastime of many. Music is all around us now, especially our local cadres and Creole genres in this festive season. But regardless of genre, here's how embracing music can lift your quality of life.
Listening to music can help retain memory and the mental sharpness in aging. Listening to your favorite music releases endorphins in the brain that help to strengthen the heart. Music also improves sleep quality, boosts the immune system, and reduces pain, depression, and anxiety. And of course, if you're healthier, you're sure to be happier.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Desk, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.